because we allow it, and you will end because we demand it.
So how goes it, guys? I hope your weekend is going well. Mine has been good so far. Yesterday, which was what, Friday, a friend of mine, she came in from Fort Worth for her birthday, and we went to some Mexican restaurant. It was me, her, it was a whole lot of people that were there. And, you know, I had a good time. Had a couple of drinks there. So last night I slept really well. I had a big ass steak and shrimp and chicken fajita thing. It was amazing. I had a good time last night. But I know a lot of you Apple folks are just happy in the pants right now, because yesterday they found out, or the CNN tracked down the woman who originally voiced the voice for the digital assistant Siri. So I know it feels like you have a family member that has finally come home to you, right? But it turns out her story is not that far-fetched. So back in 2005, Susan Bennett, that's her name, and the first thing I thought of, I was like, man, Siri, I thought Siri would be a bit younger, right? But, you know, I can't be that. But she's in my backyard. She lives here in Atlanta. But back in 2005, and remember, this is around the iPhone 3G, all that stuff. So this was before Apple had decided to do the voice technology. But during that time, she was hired for a recording session, and were hired by a company named Scansoft for a recording session. So she sat in a booth recording these strange phrases for about 4 hours a day for a month. And it wasn't like the coherent sentences you hear her say now. Your meeting is at 10 o'clock a.m. or the weather for today is such and such. Now, it was a bunch of random stuff. So in order to use her voice to recreate as many phrases and as many words as they could, they had to have her say as many things as they could. They had to have as many different sounds as they could possibly have in order to create the variety and enable her to say as much stuff as she did. So at that time, again, it was Scansoft, and they were later purchased by the voice technology conglomerate Nuance. And Nuance was one of the first and the leading companies for voice recognition and also text-to-speech. Now, after recording all this, Apple finally comes in later, and Nuance sold them the technology that they used to create Siri. Now, since Siri has been out, her vocabulary has grown leaps and bounds. So, of course, they probably use other actors and other voices in order to boast her vocabulary. But I feel kind of sad for the lady, because I know she probably did not make or isn't making the residuals that you would think the person that laid the foundation or the person that is the voice of Siri would make, right? I mean, because at that time, Apple wasn't even the person that hired her. So, you know, she probably made that recording session money, and that was about it. So I kind of feel bad. But at least she's an overnight celebrity, and people will always be after Susan Bennett because she is the voice of Siri.
Fast for years, yeah.